So good morning. Welcome back to the Little French Homestead. You're going to see me doing just a little bit of prepping here today. We are going to be roasting some red peppers for a roasted red pepper and Gouda soup. We're going to throw those in the oven, bake them till they get a nice blackened on all of the tops. We'll peel the skins off and we're going to make a soup out of those. This here you're seeing me core and peel some jalapeno peppers, and I'm going to be stuffing them with some cream cheese. We're going to be roasting those also too in the oven, and in a few seconds I'm going to take you live to what we are making for my son's birthday. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. Today is my son's birthday. He's 22 and he wanted tonight for dinner some roasted red pepper and Gouda soup with some jalapeno popper grilled cheese sandwiches. So that's what I'm going to make for him tonight. Welcome along for the journey. I've already prepped everything pretty much, so now we're back here making the soup. I've got 3 of my soup starter kits in there, so if you watched my video, I can link it down below, or I can save it. You can watch it. There is onions, carrots, and celery. I got 3 of those into a pot with about 4 tablespoons of butter. Now I am doubling this recipe, so it is going to seem like a little lot to you guys. But what we don't eat tonight, I can freeze, and we can enjoy later on as we go along. It does call for some sun-dried tomatoes, and I usually don't do sun-dried, but I wanted to try to see how this actually worked in this particular recipe. And I don't have any paprika, so I picked up this wonderful one. It's a smoked paprika, or it's a smoked sun-dried pepper tomato. So I wanted to go ahead and give that a try. Now I just added that in here. I'm not adding all of it because of the fact I have some cherry tomatoes that need to get used up. They're starting to get not as hold their flavor to it. My daughters, they're the only ones in the house that love tomatoes. And the other day, one of my daughters was taking one, and she's like, they're getting just a tad soft. So I was like, all right. And I said, I know when I'm going to put them in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and give these some nice roasted flavor to them. And then everything in here is getting all blended up in a immersion blender. So I've got 8 cloves of garlic. Now again, this is the garlic that we processed not too long ago. I got one video that I did on it in full, and then I got another video showing just a little bit of it. Then we are going to add some paprika, salt, pepper, thyme, and some sage. I'm going to add all of that in there. Now, like I said, I'll link the recipe below. You want to go ahead and just give the spices a really good mix. You want to incorporate all those flavors. Here is the roasted red peppers that I did. Now, these are 8. And I roasted them inside my oven at 450. These are some roasted red peppers that I had made a roasted red pepper hummus with. So I haven't used that. I'm going to finish that up in here. I'm not going to make any roasted red pepper hummus for a while. Just going to marry all those flavors together. Now you can definitely make this vegan and or vegetarian. You just don't add the cheese, so you could just clearly make it roasted red pepper. Or if you've got, you know, vegan cheese, you can do that. And you can add vegetable stock. I here have already pre-measured all of this out. This is my chicken stock from a couple times. It asked for 4 cups. I had to make sure this is 4 cups. And this was just over 1. That's why I had to open up another one. And I didn't have any more containers to go and put that in. So now while this is simmering, and we got to bring this up to a boil, we're not adding the cheese in here yet, but this is what I've used. This is a extra sharp cheddar cheese. This was buy one, get one free at our local Publix, because I would not have spent $6 on 1 block of cheese. And the same thing with this. This is a smoked Gouda. It's called Bee Master. And I've had this before, but only when it's buy one, get one free, because this is $8.29. So I save these for special occasions. And this here, I find, is a special occasion. How often does your son turn 21? 22, excuse me. I said that to him earlier today and he laughed. All right, so as this comes up to a boil, we're gonna shoot over here on this side, and I'm gonna show you what I'm making on this side. All right, so over here on this side is the stuffed jalapenos. Now this is, again, what he wanted. I am doing 6 pieces, or actually 6 grilled cheese sandwiches. And I'm just placing these on here. I do have a couple of more behind me. We're gonna put some with a few extra, some not. Now my girls don't want any of this stuff. As soon as I said I was making this, they all went, ew. So, that's okay. They don't know what they're missing. Yeah, I'll put one more over here. All right, so I got a few pieces on each one. All right, we're gonna put one more on that one. Now I got this on my griddle. I'm gonna put these 2 over here on the side. I had made a few of them because I weren't sure. And then they said to go ahead and top it with some bacon. Because what goes better with a grilled cheese sandwich with bacon? And then one side of the cheese, I did do smoked Gouda, and the other side is a Havarti cheese. Sargento had some really good specials going on again over at Publix. This was buy one, get one free. So, you know, I like buy one, get one free. Well, look at that. Yeah. Looks like Mommy got a big bacon. Oh, here, I'll hold on to that. So I got my griddle on warm for right now. I really want to try to get everything all in here. I had set this towel behind because I lost my drainage in here. So we're just gonna let this cook. And the soup's not quite boiling yet. So when these get all fully cooked and the soup's done, I'll go ahead and bring you back. All right, so look at these beautiful sandwiches. They are coming in to get a really nice grilled bottoms. And obviously they are hot. Gonna let that sit just for a few more. And we're gonna take those off and enjoy. This is now finally up to a nice boil. So I'm just gonna give it a quick little stir. And then I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on low. This is needing to simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then what we'll do is we'll take the immersion blender this. We'll add then the Gouda cheese and heavy cream. We'll do a one more time immersion blender, and then we'll go ahead and ladle everything into a cup. All right, so now we're back. I'm just finishing up blending all the soup. Getting ready to add the 2 cups of the cream. And now what I'm going to do here is go ahead and add the cheese, because the cheese doesn't need to get blended up, but I wanted to make sure that the heavy cream got blended when it needed to. And you want to make sure you shut the heat off for this. It's just like making like homemade macaroni and cheese. Once you go ahead and add the cream and the milk, you want to go ahead and shut this, shut the heat off. So I'm just mixing all this in here, making sure this gets nice, smooth. And you know, I didn't know, but fun fact, red peppers are the most healthiest and the most nutrient dense, with all sorts of vitamins and antioxidants. They are more healthier than any other pepper that there is. And it goes down in order from color. So it goes from yellow to orange to yellow and green. Green doesn't have as much nutrients as the other ones. And I mean, I knew that, but I didn't know that. Let me rephrase that. I've known that for a while, but I didn't know up until just recently that the green wasn't as healthy. I mean, we don't really have a lot of peppers in our family. If we do have peppers, it's mostly for like soups, or even maybe a stuffed red pepper, like when you do stuffed peppers. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's give this a try. I got my handy dandy bowl right here. Gonna scoop some out. Now the birthday celebration isn't done yet. My daughter Abby, the one that we did the video with for the Valentine's, my son really loves the way she makes the chocolate chip with Nutella frosting cupcakes. And we promised him she would go ahead and make some. So we're gonna make some of that as well. I've got here one of the grilled cheese. They turned out beautiful, both the front and the back. I'm gonna cut it up on a bias. And for right now, I'm gonna taste these separately. That's really good. We got the salt and the creaminess. We got the bit for the bacon and the salt of the bacon and the creaminess of the cream cheese. That Havarti cheese is really good in there. Now I'm going to taste this soup. Oh wow, that's good. Now what kind of inspired this soup as well is we used to work at a restaurant up in New Hampshire, and they would always have roasted red pepper and Gouda soup. And my son and I absolutely loved it. So anytime they had that, we always did grilled cheese with bacon, and we would dip it in the soup. And this is absolutely delicious. Kind of reminds me of this. I had a bad time with some acid reflux after the twins were born. So I couldn't really have a lot of tomato-based items. So I would make this, but not to the level of that. Oh, I'm so glad that he asked that for dinner. So we're gonna clean this all up, and then we'll come back when we're ready to go ahead and make the Nutella frosted cupcakes. Bye. All right, so now we're going ahead and making my son's birthday cupcakes. Like I said before, he really likes these chocolate cupcakes with Nutella frosting. So this has been Abby's specialty recently. So she is now putting in 1 cup of flour. She's going to be doing a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we've already got the baking pans already. We are making enough so we can eat one now and then put the other ones in the freezer. So that way we're not having to make anything. This batch usually can make 12, but we're just making 24, or as best as we can out of all this with 24. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 325 degrees. She's mixing this all up right now, and after she mixes that, we'll move on to the next set of ingredients. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and add 1/3 cup of the Dutch processing cocoa powder. We're going to also be using 1/3 chocolate chips. And perfect. It's a little over, but that's always good. Chocolate never hurts anyone. And then we're going to come in. You want to go ahead and have a 1/4 tablespoon, I'm sorry, a 1/2 tablespoon, excuse me, a 1/2 cup of hot water. And that's going to go ahead and help melt the chocolate all in there. And we're going to watch that melt. She's going to whisk that for about 5, maybe 10 seconds, just to go ahead and get the chocolate all melted. After the chocolate melted, we're going to add the other ingredients. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and add 3/4 cup of sugar. We're going to add then a 1/2 cup of oil, 1/2 cup of sour cream. We have 2 eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla. We are using this is called the Chocolate Cupcakes with vanilla frosting. But this is a book that I bought for my girls for Christmas a couple years ago. This is the America Test Kitchen, the complete baking book for young chefs. And I have this in my Amazon account, and I will go ahead and share it for you. If you have any young potential bakers and or chefs in the house, this is a great book. It goes through a lot of different things. And look, it even tells you why you need to use and what is the Dutch processed cocoa for. And then it gives you all the instructions. If you want to just look over this real quick, it tells you, it tells you what you need for equipment. It tells you some people actually use these. We got a 10-year-old and an 11-year-old. You can use sprinkles. Tells you over here to start baking. Gives you a step-by-step process. And my girls, especially my little French peanut, who we dubbed Abby, in the kitchen with me, she has absolutely taken a great interest now in baking. I wish she would become a baker and a tattoo artist, but we'll see how she goes on that. So these are home fresh grown eggs. So we want to go ahead and make sure that we crack the eggs separately. That way we don't have any, if you know have farm fresh eggs, you know you don't have any stuff in it. I won't tell you what if you don't know what farm fresh eggs are. So here she is. She's mixing that all up. Once everything is all mixed, we're going to go ahead and add that flour, baking soda, and salt combination to all that. And then we're going to go ahead and add all the stuff into the baking tins. And we've already gave that a good mix just to make sure. And it actually gives you step-by-step too. It tells you when to stop using the whisk and tells you to use a spatula. And this is the time frame that it told you to use the spatula. So once this is all fully incorporated, we'll go ahead and make it into the cupcake tins over here. All right, so now we're back here and we're filling all up. We got almost 12 filled. And we are just using a 1/4 cup measuring scoop just to go ahead and try to get an even amount in all of these. These are going to rise up really well, and you're going to see how much that they rise. She is doing a phenomenal job. We tried to make all the different rows, different colors, so it's kind of funny. And we're going to see how much we have left on this one. And then we'll go ahead, and when we take these out of the oven, we will then go ahead and, well, actually, I'm sorry. We're going to put these in the oven at 325. When we do that, we'll come back and we'll show you how to make the frosting and stuff, okay? All right, so welcome back. So the cupcakes are now done. We have a few over here that are going to be displayed when we go ahead and put the frosting on. And we have these other ones here that are all nice and cooled. I accidentally dented that one, but that's all right. Frosting will hide everything. So in a mixing bowl, what we've done is we're going to be adding 16 tablespoons or 2 sticks of softened melted butter. It does say for unsalted, but we're just using salted. So the recipe also calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Do not add any more salt. It will be extremely salty. To this mixing bowl, 1 cup of Nutella, 1/4 cup of the Dutch processed cocoa powder, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then 1 full cup of the powdered sugar. Now she's just going to eyeball that. That was a little under, but that's okay. That is totally fine. And once she adds the Nutella, we're going to stick it over here. Going to walk around her. And we're going to put it in, I was blew a blank for a second, the kitchen mixer. And we're going to give that a good stir. And then after we mix this all up together, we will show you how we put it in a piping bag and then frost the cupcakes. All right, so we're filling these all up. The tip and stuff on these new baking items was giving us a little bit of a trouble. But Abby seems to have gotten this down packed. I'm so super proud of her. helping out here. So I just want to say thank you for visiting my home today. If you like this video and want to see more, please like and share, but more importantly, subscribe and keep on cooking. Bye.